Alright. Good day, everyone. It's good to have you guys back here. Welcome back to my channel. Yeah, it's been a while. I promise you guys I'll be making a video to explain one or two things regarding some of the things I explained in my last video. As then I've been kind of busy and could not release or could not update you guys on the next topic you get. So thank you very much. Today I'll be explaining those things quickly before moving to the next topic. Yeah, I remembered I we tried to learn how to add images to our webpage in the last video. Yeah, so I took you guys through so many things and I explained some things to you guys. I'm very sure you guys have watched the video and I'm sure you guys have followed everything in the video strictly. So if you guys can also play with the tags and see what will happen whenever you omit something, and just try to play with the tag and see that you can learn one or two things for yourself. You get. So thank you very much. Today I'll be talking about some things, and I'm very sure I told you guys I'll be talking about container and non-container tags. I mentioned it briefly in my last video, and I know that some of you might have gone back to check one or two things online on Google or so. But if you haven't done that, there's no problem. I'll be explaining that in this video. I'll also be talking about sites where you can get free or stock free images. You get, guys, reality free images. So you can go to the site, download images you want. You can download as many as possible. It is for free. If you use it on your site, nobody will penalize you, nobody will arrest you, and nobody can sue you. You get. So I mentioned something in the last video. I said we don't really take license and all serious in this part of the world. But if you go to the developed countries, you can't use an email as a stock on your website without paying for it. So they can easily sue you if they see that kind of thing. So where can we get free images that won't land us in trouble? You get, because um, we are still learning anyway, so we don't have to spend much. When we are not spending money on coding, why should you spend money to get an image? So which is why we're talking about that. So I'll also be talking about 5 parts. You get. So I'll be talking about 5 parts, and I'll be telling you guys how to locate your image whenever you hide them or whenever you place them in a folder. I mentioned that briefly in the last video as well. So I'm very sure you guys have taken note of that, and we'll just look at that briefly today without wasting much time. Okay, also after everything, we'll try to play with our market tag and the image tag that we learned in the last video. So thank you very much. Let's get it started. I actually don't want this video to be long. Yeah, so that you guys can watch this quickly and move to the next topic. So without wasting much time, I would just like to add two tags. So the first one is H1 tag. Yeah. So the next one I would like to, this is H1 tag. Yeah, thank you. Now let me add another one, which is one of the tag I introduced to you guys last week. Yeah, which is the break tag. So maybe I should just mention again, break tag is used to do what, to break an element into two. You get. So you break it into two, or it is used to separate two elements, or to separate an element, or to break an element into two. You get. So the idea is just that you can separate two elements and make each of them stand on a line. So once you break a text, it breaks to the next line. Or once you break a text, it breaks the second line of text. You get to the next line, such that the text before the break tag stays on the previous line. Then the other text after the break tag goes to the what, to the next line. So that is the work of break. So I also talked about this kind of tag being non-container tags. So we have two categories of tag in HTML. So we can talk about container tag and non-container tags. Okay, so whenever you see a tag like H1, then you can refer to them as what, container tags. Why are they container? Because they can contain any content in between them. Guys, in between the opening and what, closing tag. So just like I've said before in previous videos, this one is the opening tag, while this one is the what, closing tag. So H1 is a what, is a non-container tag. I've taught you guys how to add I taught you guys how to add comments in HTML. So we'll just be looking at that quickly. All right, so yeah, each one is each one is a container tag. Yeah, thank you. So I can just copy this. So if this one is a container tag, then I don't think we need to waste much time in saying that this break tag is what is a non-container tag. So easy, this is easy, and you can easily, identify a container and non-container tag. Whenever you have a tag that has what opening and closing tag, then that tag is what a container tag. If it has only opening tag, so you can refer to that as what non-container tag. Yeah, some will see this break written in another way. So this is the current, or this is the modern way of writing break. That is the first one I've written for you guys. So you can write this in HTML5 without any issue. So in previous version of HTML, break used to be like this. That is the non-container tags. They used to have their forward slash after the name of the tag. So, but you don't need to do this now. This is not modern. So you can just write your break and everything still works fine. So thank you very much. So that is that regarding what non-container tags and container tags are. So the next thing we'll be looking at now is where can we download royalty-free images? Yes. So when I say royalty-free images, I mean free images that you can use on your website. So last week we looked at, sorry, in my last video we looked at how to add images. So let's just do that. I'll add my tag here. I'm very sure you guys have not forgotten this. So I'll add my attributes, and let me just add this. Then we go to the site, get an image, and I add it here. So I also taught you guys how to add image, like an image that is not self-hosted. You get an image that is online. So I hope you guys can still remember that. If you can't, kindly go to the last video and make sure you watch that till you understand that. So let's head now to the browser. Okay, so that is where we'll be downloading the images. So in the last video I gave you an example of a site that you can go to, which is what Pexels. So I'll be opening all the sites now so that we can see them one by one. So this is Pexels. Another site you can get free images from Pixabay, pixabay.com. Yeah, you get that right. So you can see the spelling. I'm very sure you guys can see the screen. Oh, this won't even increase the URL bar. Okay, I'm very sure you guys can see that, and if you can't, well, there's no problem. If you can't, I'll leave the name of the links. That is, I'll leave the links in the description box so that you guys can just click on it and go to the site directly. So let me see. I think I clicked this. I don't know where they are. Okay, maybe it's gone now. So we have another one which is on Splash, on splash.com. So on this site, you can get free images. Yeah. So you can see this is Pexels. I think we used this in my last video. So you can just search for any type of image that you want. Just type the general name, the keyword for the image that you want to search for. So let's say I want to search for Christmas, or I want to search for food. Let's say food. So you type food and you hit enter, or you click on this search icon here. So let's see what it's going to give us, then and proceed from there. So you can see, so it has an algorithm that can match what you type with the files on the system. So it will bring most times exactly something something that can describe, or something that relates to what you've typed in the search bar. So let's see. Yeah, I'm not from China, and I don't know how this food looks so international, but let me just download this. That is a sandwich. So let me download this. And yeah, I think I showed you an example too in my last video, but okay, let's just go through it again. So this is an image here. If you want to download it, you simply come to this place. Can you see this? So but before you click on free download, you can click on this arrow beside it. When you click on it, so you can get the sizes of this the sizes that you can get for this particular image. So if you like, you just click on free download and it will download this size for you, 5472 by 3648. So this is width by height, width by height, you get. So but basically the standard size or the standard image size for your website or for any web page is what, 1920 by 1280. So it will make your image to be very bright, it won't shrink, and people can see it clearly, you get. So you can download that. So for some other uses on the website, maybe when you don't want the image to be full screen, you get, you can, or you don't want it to be full width, you can use on 1280 by 853, such as blog images, you get. So when we get to our practice project, we're going to we'll be building a simple blog site, you get. So we'll be making use of this particular size for our images, but for now let's just go with 1920 by 120, which is standard image size for web. So after selecting it, you can see the arrow has left this space and it's now here. So you can click on download selected size. So let's do that now quickly. So we are going to be downloading 3 images, and one from Pexels, one from Pixabay, and one from the last website. So let me just drop this here and let's go. Pexels. That's one. So you can also, okay, yeah, I think I mentioned something like donation or something. Somebody dropped this image here, and you can easily support the person. If you know you want to support the person, you can do that by clicking on this donate, and it will take you to where you can donate, something for the person. So if you have much, you can actually do that to support the person to always what upload more of those images. So if you are not doing that, you can also search for, this is a PayPal something here. So you can do well to contribute to the good work of this Jonathan Boba or something, you get. So if you know you are done with food images and you need tech images, yeah, you can easily come back here, just type tech, and let's do this. I'll not be downloading this. I'm just showing you guys that you can download as much as possible image you want from here. Oh, sorry. Okay, 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 okay. So you can see. All right, all right. So you can see all these images. They are tech images. Sometimes you don't really have to mind this thing. It will just look for anything that matches TCH. But I'm sure if you type on technology now, it's going to bring out mostly tech related images. So this is fine. You can download any of this. Just click on it. You get to the image page, and you can just click on, yeah. So you have the button here. You can click on this arrow. If you know you don't really mind, you can just click on free download to download the highest size of the image. So thank you very much. That's that regarding Pexels. So the same thing with Pixabay. If you guys observe, you see that these sites, they have almost the same layout. So you can do the same thing here. So let me just type data. Type data and you press enter. Type data and you press enter. So once you hit the enter key, then you have something like this. So you should know that once I type data now, it should link to anything data science or anything data, you understand. So you can see this is an example of stored data, the analog way. So okay, all right, let's see which one can we download. Okay, yeah, this is a connection of, interconnection of data or intertransfer of data, you get. So this is fine. So for you to download this, just click on this button here which says free download. You can see it's almost the same as what the one we saw on Pexels. So if I click on this page now, okay, I want the page to fully load. All right, so I can click on this now. So you can see instead of Pexels where you have to click on an arrow, before you can select the sizes. Once you click on this free download, you can select the sizes easily. So this is 1280, we have 640, we have this. So you can see almost the same sizes you get for some of the images. So let me just click on 640 by 404. Let me download this, and you can use that. So you can see this button as well, donate. So since these images are free, sometimes you might need to donate to these guys. It is not compulsory. If you know you have much and you are willing to do that, so you can easily do that. Nothing is too small to say thank you for what these guys are doing. This particular account is not for me. I don't have an account of Pixabay, so you guys don't think I'm trying to advertise for myself. You get? So thank you. So that is from Pixabay. Now let's go to the third side, which is what on Splash. So yeah, you can also do the same thing. Yeah, I'm very sure you guys have done that already. So let me just type mountain. Mountain, yeah. So let's wait for, okay, so you guys can see, beautiful pictures coming up. Yeah, so let's just click on one without wasting much time, and let's see what's going to pop up. So let's wait for it to load. Yeah, as you can see, this has almost the same interface as Pexels. So you just need to click on this arrow to select the size that you want. Then after that, you click on free download. So I will select the big size now, or let me select the original size. Yeah. So once you do that, your image should download. So you can also see that we have the same information here about the donation. Yeah. So photo of this. Let me save this first. Okay, so this one doesn't even have donation. It just says that you should give a shout out to the person who uploaded the picture on social media. So you can just do this. Click on the link, and you can say thank you to the person. You can say thank you to the person online for the good work he has done to put the image that you want there. You get? So thank you. So that's that. That's how to get images online. So after downloading these images, now let's just add these images now in our project folder. So this will bring me to talking about file paths. You get? So let's see. All right, I think. All right, so that should be here. Okay, so we can copy the three images, so you guys can see that. So let's go and drop it in our project folder, which is my HTML project. Yeah. So I will just drop it here, and let's see. This should pop up. Yeah. So you can see those images here. Once we add it inside the folder, then you should see the images you get on your VS Code as well. If you are not seeing it, that means something is wrong. So let's quickly add one, and we do what we want to do to the rest. So the first one, the one I would like to add is the one with pages. I told you something. Whenever you start typing the name of the images, or sorry, the name of the image, and the full name does not pop up, that means something is wrong with what you are doing. So let's just hit enter now quickly. So save. That's fine. So I think I mentioned something about talking. I think I also said I will talk about the extensions. Yeah. So we have various extensions for images. The most popular ones we have are JPG, JPEG, and we have the PNG. You get? So I think PNG is a um, portable network graphics. You get? So JPG, I'm not really sure about that, and JPEG, so which is called JPEG. So you guys can just check that online. You get? So but the idea is JPG and JPEG images. They are images that has what they are images with background. You get? So basically images without background, they are called PNG. You get? So we have another type of image that you can add, which is GIF. So GIF is a motion picture, like a motion picture. Yes. So whenever you see GIF, it should have what a moving object or moving something in the image. You get? So there should be a motion occurring on the image. So once you see an image that has a motion, then it is what GIF. So you can use all those types of files here. So let's see what this will give us now. And let me open the live server, see the result of this. We'll be using some attributes now, yeah, to control the size of the image. So I think so you can see how big it is now. So let me just reduce the image size, and we can move to the next thing. So alt, you can add your alt, which is, let me say, sandwich burger. Sandwich border, yeah. So let me just reduce the width and move on to the next thing. So let me say 12 px. So I save that and head back to my browser. So let's see what's going to happen. The page is loading. All right, so you can see how small it is now because I've changed what the size to what 200 px. I told you guys not to bother about the px. We are going to talk about that when we get to css. Now we have our image directly inside our project folder, which is what my HTML project. What if we have our image inside a folder that is inside a root folder? So that will be us to creating a folder here. Sorry, creating a folder. You can click on this icon here to create a folder. So you can name it. Let's give it images or my images. So you can give it any name, but try to make sure that you give it a name that can describe what will be inside the image. So thank you. So what I'll do now, I'll be moving one of these images inside this folder. Yeah, uh, the smart. Alright, so you should get this pop-up that are you sure you want to move? So just select move. So this image should live here now, and it should go into this folder. So if I collapse this folder now, you should not see the image here. So but when I expand it, you should see the image here. So that means this image is not inside our root folder. Now let's try to add. Let me just copy this and paste. Copy and paste is allowed in programming, so you shouldn't bother. You get. So yeah, it is allowed. Nobody will penalize you for that. But try to know what you are doing before you copy and paste, so that you don't copy and paste rubbish. You get. So let's see now. The same way we did for this first image, let's try to add the second image, which is smart. So let's see if. So you can see I started typing G-O. You don't even need to go this far. Once the name is not popping up, like I said, that means something is wrong. So you can see in this case, what is wrong is that this our image is not inside our project folder directly. So you need to first access where the image is being placed. You get, I use an analogy in my last video. I said, let's assume you have a room and someone is inside the room. You get, or maybe you are discussing with someone outside the room, that is outside their room. You get. So and if you stand up, and you now went inside your room to get something and you come back and that person is still outside, you don't need to stress yourself. What you just need to do is to do what? To sit down and continue your discussion with the person. Now that is the first case, which is you are still within the environment where you were discussing before. That is your normal environment. So we can assume that environment as what? The root folder or the root environment. You get. So nothing has changed from what you guys have from the beginning. Now let's assume that while you went in and you came back, you now met only the chair that your friend is using to sit. Then your friend has gone inside. You can't just come sit down and start talking to the chair. You get. So if you now want to check if your friend is inside, what you need to do is what? You can't just check like that. You need to do something. Maybe you need to knock, then they open the door, or you need to open the door, then you now go inside to check if your friend is there. Now if your friend is living in a kind of, let's say, flat, uh, an apartment with many rooms, you get. So if it is just one room, once you open the door, then you should see your friend inside, you get. So the one room now we can say is what? Is like this my images. So once you knock on the my images, then you should see what? The image that you are looking for inside it. So how do you knock inside it? You knock inside it by first accessing the name of the folder inside the source attribute. So here now, to get that image, you need to first do what? Say my images. So you can see that the link has even popped up itself. So you don't need to stress yourself. You can just click on my images, which is the folder. Then you can now, so you can see the name of the image has even popped up itself. So you can now press enter, just to add the name quickly without typing it. Then you can save and check your web browser if everything is fine. So the page is still loading. So you can see we have the image here displaying beside the first one without any issue. Now let me see if you guys really understand now. So let me create another folder called your images. Oh, sorry. This one should be another folder inside your project folder. Yeah. So you can see such that we'll have my images, your images. So if we go to our file explorer, so you can see the arrangement here. So we have my images folder and we have your images folder. Then you have, yeah, this is our index file, and this is the two images that we have inside this page. So you can see that everything is arranged here the same way you have it on your VS Code. Now if you open, okay, what I want to do now is let me move, okay, inside this your images folder, let me create another folder called uh let me say slider. Okay, let me say slider images. All right. So now you can see that inside this images folder, we have what? Another folder called what? Slider images. Now, if you are not seeing it clearly here, let's see. So if you check, this is the root folder. So you can see, you can't see any slider images here. But if I click on this, your images, you should see slider images. So let's place our image here inside this slider images. So let me just expand this. All right, so you can move it here. All right, so now let's go and check our file explorer. So if you check here now, you see that this is our root folder. Let me open your images. Yeah, so you can see that your images, the image is not inside the slide, is not inside your images folder. You get? So if I click on slider images, then I should see my image. Yeah, can you see it now? So this is where we place the image. Now how do we access this kind of image? That is one thing you ask again. So let me see if I still have this copy. Yeah, so let's try to access this image and add it to our web page. So can you guys do that for 1 minute? Let me see. Yeah, I heard someone said 1 minute is too much. Yeah, it is actually too much. So you guys should be done by now. So let's do it together. The first thing you need to do is what? Access your image folder. So you can see the name has even popped up for you to to just press enter. Now after that, you get what? Slider images. Then after that, you put your forward slash after each name of the folder. You get? That is after each folder name. You get? So after that, then you access your image. Once you get your image, you don't need to add any slash. Once you add a slash, then it's going to bring an error. Just remove the slash and that's all. You get? So thank you. You can save that and let's go to our browser to check. All right, so you can see the three images now, which is fine. So we can also make sure that these images stay on each line by using what? The break tag. You get? So this does not matter depending on the design that you want, but for what we want to do, let's just click the break tag and see what this will do for. We don't really need it here because nothing is below this last image. So let me just see, check what we have now. All right, so you guys can see we have, oh, something, okay, nothing is wrong. So we have our three images here. So you can also double the break tag, so to have an obvious space those between those between those images, you get, or between the elements. So you see that there will be an obvious space now due to the second break tag that I added. You get? So you can see now this actually shows that all these images are not one, they are on separate what? Lines. So I'm very sure you guys can see that. Yeah, I'm very sure you guys can see that. So I think that's that regarding how to add image, how to get image and the file parts. You get, so which is very very what fine. Now there are some other five parts links that you guys need to understand. So we'll not be talking about that now. When we get to CSS, we'll talk about that, and we use so many files to explain. But for now, digest this and know that this is how you can do what get images that are placed inside another what folder, that is inside a project folder, you get, or that is inside the root folder. So that's fine. So let's just play with the market tag before we end this video. Actually, I want this to be a 30 minutes video, but it's not bad if we play with the things that we've learned. So let's just create an interactive um, let's create some interactive elements on our page. So this thing that we have here, we can actually, okay, let me just bring this here. So let's try to make these images scroll on our web page. So here I'm going to be adding the direction. I'll set this to right. Yeah, I'll set this to right, and I'll set the behavior to alternate. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but you can also add a scroll amount, and I'm very sure I would have mentioned this when I told you guys. So scroll amount, you can add this and set it to 200. Yeah, that's fine. So we want it to be fast. So let's copy this first image, only the image without, without the only the image without the break tag. Yeah, so I think I taught you guys how to wrap as well. So if you guys can't remember, you can also go to view, click on word wrap. Some of you will have something like toggle word wrap. It's still the same thing, or use your alternate Z to do that. So I'll be using my alternate Z to do that here, so which is fine. So you guys can see we don't really have to move inside the screen to see the rest of the code. So you can see the rest of the code here. So these ones are inside the screen before, so it is fine now that we can see it here easily. So yeah, this is the first one. Let me add another market tag, and you know just see what we can do. So here I'll set this to left. Yeah, scroll amount, let me set this to 150. Yeah, 150. Now let me drop this again, and let me set this to bottom. Yeah, alternate, let me set this to 100. Yeah, so here let me change all these images so that we have different images altogether. Yeah, let me change this. Yeah, without a break tag, you don't really need to copy the break tag. Yeah. All right, so that's fine. Let me save that, and let's get check what we've done on the web page. So it's just something you guys can play with. You can use more than three images, which is fine. So you can use more than three images. I think I didn't change this. Okay, I think it's down, not bottom. So that's why down is still scrolling. So let's see what we have now. Okay, it's still loading. Yeah, okay. For some of you, in my last video, I'm very sure you guys are not seeing this in my last video. Yeah, so you can see this down now is not really going down, and it's not because it's not going down. The issue is that there is no space where it can move. This one is already here, this one is here, and this is the end of the screen. So you can make it move by adding height inside this last market tag, so that it can have a portion where it can go up and down. You get, so let's just set this to 200 px. You get, so unlike this two where they have spaces to the right and left, and they can easily do that without stress, this one needs to have its own thing where it can always go up and down. So you can just create height for it, that is for up and down only. You don't really need to create width and height or something for the left and when you set your direction to left or right, except you want to limit the scroll of your element to a particular width, you don't really need to set that. If it's going to be a full width, you don't need to set width, just leave it. But if you just want your element to scroll back and forth within a specified what width, you need to do what? You need to specify your width explicitly inside the tag. So you can see that this third image now is moving up and down. So this is fine, and this is what we want to get. So thank you very much. This will be the end of this video. So you guys can play with this, and you can see you can add text and make it scroll up and down alongside these images here. So and try to reduce the timing so that you can create something interesting, something interactive, something you can play with, which is fun. So thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. If this video has been useful to you guys, or if you've learned one or two things in this video, kindly do me a favor by liking this video, subscribe, and you can also share with your friends who want to learn or who want to learn coding or programming, which is fine. So this is the basics. We've not really gone far. You can still catch up. Watch the last few videos, and catch us. Can catch up with us in the next video, which should be a new topic entirely. So thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.